amazing how many people seem to like despise eggplant. So I thought, why not? Eggplants are in season in Quebec this time of year. So we're gonna do an eggplant parm today, and it's not an easy, this video I've struggled with. It's been 3-4 days I've been awake trying to decide how I'm gonna show it to you. It's been done fried, it's been done baked, it's peeled or unpeeled, breaded, unbreaded. My restaurant version is normally peeled and baked, then layered like a lasagna. But I don't think I'm gonna do that today, and I was also deciding, I have a slicer. Do I use the slicer or do I cut by hand? The home cook, would they prefer to fry or would they prefer to bake? What's easier for you? I think we're gonna leave the eggplants unpeeled. We're gonna slice by hand and we're gonna bake in the oven because I think that's what I would do at home. Eggplant parm, here we go. You can cut it on the round or you can cut it on the long. Today, I'm gonna cut it on the long. I'm gonna take top and bottom off to give yourself a stable base. And then we're just gonna cut straight down. What I might actually do is I might just shave a piece off the side. I'll fix this piece after, just so I have a flat edge when it's cooking. Okay, so I should have done that on the first one, but thought about it now. So if you want, there we go. 3rd time's a charm. Shave a piece off each side there if you want. You can use a peeler. And that's just gonna give you a flatter surface to bake it on later on. Now, we're gonna lay this out on a pan and we're gonna salt. Cut this piece in half. Cut this one a bit too thick. Look guys, when you're cooking, your cuts aren't always perfect, okay? Things don't always go as planned. You know, you just adjust and you do your best. And you know what, at the end of the day, it's gonna come out pretty good, you know? So, I'm actually gonna salt both sides. Normally I salt one side when I'm just trying to draw the water, but I wanna speed up the process a bit. And we're just gonna set this aside, let it rest for a little while, let the water start coming out, and then we'll get them in the oven and bake.
How long do you suggest it sits?
Okay, so if you have the foresight, you can do this the night before and let it sit overnight in the fridge and let it draw out the water. I'd say at least half an hour though. All right, so eggplant's been resting. I would like to have rested it a little bit longer, but we'll force it along a little bit. Salt has pulled out a lot of the water. And what I'm gonna do now is pat it dry. I'm gonna oil it up and we'll get it in the oven baking. Oil it up. So, a fresh sheet with a parchment on top. This is olive oil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this paper. I don't like using bristle brushes anymore. And all these bristle brushes, they tend to fall apart. So when I bake my eggplant, to make sure I cover everything, we got the bottom nicely oiled. And now I'm actually gonna take this paper and I'm gonna brush. I'm gonna be generous with the oil and it's gonna go into a pretty hot oven. I don't wanna give too much time for the eggplant to absorb the oil. Into an oven we go. It's gonna be a 400-degree oven, and this thickness should take at least 20-25 minutes. All right, we'll be back. Eggplant's ready. All right. It's been about 25 minutes, yeah, at 400 degrees. Okay. We're gonna let that cool off a bit, and then we're gonna layer our eggplants. So get this on a rack to cool off. We're back. So off camera, I was just checking the eggplant to touch, and the thing is with eggplant, sometimes if you cut a bit too near the top, you're gonna find, especially when you bake it, as opposed to fry it. I cut off 2 pieces where I cut a bit too much to the top, and I thought it was a bit too hard. So I'm just gonna leave it to the side. Discard it. I'm not gonna use it, okay? And we're gonna, rest of the eggplant is nicely cooked, ready to go. So it's already been salted, remember, before it went in. I'm gonna put a nice base of, this is our tomato sauce. There's onions, garlic, and basil and salt in the tomato sauce. And we are gonna start layering our eggplant parm, okay? Actually right here, it's a piece I find a bit hard as well, so, all right. That's coming off. There's no right or wrong way to do this, folks, because you're gonna Now, I don't go too crazy on the sauce between the layers, okay? The sauce will spread between all the layers, okay? Some fresh mozzarella here. We'll put a few pieces here and there. There we go. Some Parmesan. Bit of oregano. Throw a few leaves of basil here and there. Spread it out. On to the next layer. Crisscross it, doesn't really matter. It already smells amazing. Rinse and repeat. So, sauce. Spread it out. Fresh mozz. Mozz is for you Long Island, New York, New Jersey boys, all right? Over here it's mozzarella. Parmigiano Reggiano. Make it rain in here a bit. Oregano, a bit more basil. So I think the oven is the way to go for at the house. You might have to do it in 2 batches depending on how big your eggplant is. But this is gonna be our final layer. So I'm gonna go a little more sauce on this layer. Even that out. And the last layer, I just wanna chop it up a bit so I can spread it a little more even. We're gonna put the rest of our mozzarella. Now we're gonna go heavy with the parm. They don't call it eggplant parm for nothing. It's just good to go. We're gonna get this in the oven. Should be about half an hour at 400 degrees again. Oh yeah. This is gonna need to set up for a bit. Homestyle eggplant parm. We're gonna have to let this cool off a bit before we cut it, but we'll get right back to that. So, what did we do, like 7 videos today? We did eggplant spreads, we did a bunch of stuff. Complicated shoot today. I seem stressed, yeah. You know what's stressing me out the worst right now? Trying to cut this eggplant, realizing I put it on an aluminum plate and I wanna bring it somewhere after that. If I cut too deep, I'm gonna cut through the plate. And it's still somewhat fresh. So you guys are gonna actually see me struggle more trying to cut a piece of eggplant cleanly out of this than out of anything I've done. Yeah, come on. I'm trying not to touch the bottom. Let's go and we'll let the spatula do the work a bit. All right, up we go. All right, we got it out. Oh, not bad. Not bad. There we go. Home version, eggplant parm. For me, I go get some chili flakes on this sucker, and I'm good to go. That is freaking delicious. So, I was unsure when I started this video, to peel or not to peel, to fry or to bake. Do it this way. Do it this way. This came out really, really good. I'm actually really jazzed about this recipe. Delicious. Hope you enjoy. Like and subscribe if you do. Lots of content coming.
Vivaldi.